So here we can see the topic is hypersensitivity reactions. So hypersensitivity is the hyper response of the or immune system. More than required immune response or immune system will result in some diseases, some disorders in our body, and this is termed as hypersensitivity reactions. So allergies and asthma are examples of hypersensitivity reactions. So allergies and asthma are examples of hypersensitivity reactions. These results from inappropriate and overly active immune response to common innocuous environmental antigens such as pollen, food, or animal dander. So the allergens will be pollen, food, animal danders, or some pollution in the environment and dust. So the possibility that certain substances induce increased sensitivity rather than protective was recognized in about 1902 by Charles Rickett. So Charles Rickett worked in 1902 and figured out this hypersensitivity. So who attempted to immunize dogs against the toxins of a type of jellyfish, and his colleague Paul Portier observed that dogs exposed to sub-lethal doses of the toxin reacted almost instantly and fatally to a later challenge with even minute amounts of the same toxin. So Rickett concluded that a successful vaccination typically results in phylaxis. Phylaxis means protection. So vaccine is for protection, whereas anaphylaxis means anti-protection, an extreme, rapid, and often lethal overreaction of the immune response to something it has encountered before, can result in certain cases in which exposure to antigen is repeated. Rickett received the Nobel Prize in 1913 for his discovery of the anaphylactic response. The term is used today to describe a severe life-threatening allergic response. So hypersensitivity is the hyper response of our immune system, and it can result in different allergies. For example, allergies and asthma. Asthma is also a type of allergy, type 1 hypersensitivity response. So fortunately, most hypersensitivity or allergic reactions in humans are not rapidly fatal. There are several different types of hypersensitivity reactions. Some are caused by antibodies and others are the result of T cell activity. However, most allergic or anaphylactic responses involve a type of antibody called immunoglobulin E. So IgE is the antibody which is involved in hypersensitivity, and the binding of IgE to its specific antigen induces the release of substances that cause irritation and inflammation. So when the allergen will enter, then these IgE, which are bound at the surface of mast cell, they will be cross-linked by the allergen, and when they will be cross-linked, it will start the process of degranulation and release of histamine, which will onset the symptoms of allergy. So this when an allergic individual is exposed to an allergen, symptoms may include, so the symptoms of allergy are sneezing, wheezing, and difficulty in breathing, dermatitis, skin eruptions, and in more severe cases, strangulation due to constricted airways. So you can see that a number of these discomfort symptoms will be generated due to this type 1 hypersensitivity or allergy response. So sneezing, runny nose, and watery eyes and rashes can be the result of type 1 hypersensitivity. So a significant fraction of our health resources is expanded to care for those suffering from allergies and asthma. One particular interesting rationale to explain the unexpected rise in allergic reactions is called the hygiene hypothesis. So, so we can see that hypersensitivity and especially type 1 hypersensitivity response or allergies are a common disease which can lead to throat problems, and then initially it will be just a sneezing and runny nose and flu and symptoms, but later on it will go to the secretions will go to the respiratory tract, and then it will create a favorable environment for the growth of microbes, and which will result in throat infection and cough and phlegm, and also it will lead to the fever, coughing. All these are just basically side effects or the things which will develop later on due to type 1 hypersensitivity. So hypersensitivity is the immune response which will be triggered due to allergen. And allergens, we know it can be pollens, it can be these pollutants, it can be food, it can be dust. So, so pollen, food, animal dander, dust, all these things can elicit and start the type 1 hypersensitivity. So, thank you.